Welcome back, baseball fans. Summer 69-72 carryover league. We got a series between the super expansion Ohio players and the Kansas City Royals. Well, we're in a game 4 today. The series opened up in Ohio, and the Ohio players won game 1 behind Rudy May, and then they lost game 2 with Don Wilson, and game 3 here in Kansas City with Doc Ellis. And the Royals are up 2-1 in the series. Let's look at the overall league standings, though, and see where these teams look like in their divisions. In the American League, in the North, the Ohio players, they're down 2-1 in this series, but they're in the weakest division in baseball this particular year. And, boy, the Indians have bottomed out horribly, losing every series they could play. And the other two teams aren't very much better. So Ohio is a game over 500, and yet they have a 2-game lead. In a more competitive division, the Midwest, it was the Twins and Royals are the preseason favorites, but the Brewers and White Sox have been playing good baseball too. And everybody's over 500 in this division, and the Royals are game and a half out of first. Playing steady, but not winning enough. Their stats are pretty good, but they're just not winning enough games. They want to fix all that today by getting a win and winning this series 3 games to 1 if they can. So, today's starting pitchers for Ohio, Al Downing, and against the Royals, it will be their ace, Roger Nelson, in one of the early draft picks in the draft. His rookie year, 72. Well, not his rookie year, but 72 is one of his best years. Let's get started from the fountains in KC. Gene Kleins will lead it off. 57's a K. Lou Klimchuk, 44, bounces to short. This is Patek at short. Is a 2. Makes the play. And Dave Cash, 6'10", bounces to short again. And the inning's over. Here's Freddie Patek, it's a lefty, 35, bounce to short. Pat Kelly, 5'10", lines to third. Paul Shaw, 62, skies the right. Willie Smith, 65, off the Nelson card, homer 1 and 2, double is a double. Chuck Hinton Winton, 2-7 K. J.C. Martin, 2-7, it's a single to center field, but you got to deal with the Amos Otis arm, and they're not going to deal with that. He'll hold a third. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Ike Brown. 34 is a 5-4-3 double play. Big play there for the Royals. Mayberry leads off the second. 37's a walk. Lou Piniella, 59, center. Amos Otis, 2-6. Let's take a look at Amos Otis' card of 1970. First year in Kansas City. He will get a lot better, of course, but he's still, has everything you want. The 5 tools, as I like to say. Arm, range, speed, defense, everything. Power. 2-6, double 1 to 6 is a single. Mayberry goes a third. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Cookie Rojas. 3-6. Now let's take a look at Cookie. His big year, well, big meaning that he actually hit 300 this particular year of 1971. 3-6, homer 1 to 7 double, and that's a double. Otis will try and score from first on the double, and he does. And now you're seeing why we highly touted these Royals, these young Royals. 2-zip, runner at second, 1 out, Ron Swoboda, 46 K. 2 outs, Mike Ryan, 56, left. 2-zip Ohio, but one of the things they've been doing this year and being in first place is coming from behind. They're a good come-from-behind team. John Jeter, 57 K. Some 9th inning wins and so forth. Daryl Thomas, 2-7, single. Gene Kleins, 1-5. Let's take a look at Gene Kleins' card here. This is a 72 Kleins card. He was a Pirate. And in 330 plate appearances, the dude at 334. But of course, the Pirates had, so much depth in their outfield with Oliver and Stargell, and you get the idea. Matty Alou and blah, 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 and eventually Dave Parker. They could afford to not protect Kleins in the expansion draft. Triple 1-2-8, doubles a double. Daryl Thomas, well, the ball's in center field, and you're challenging Amos Otis, so that's not going to happen. Second and third, he holds up at third base with 1 out. It's Luke Klimchak, 111, lines are short. And with 2 outs, it's Dave Cash, 53, is a roller to first. 2 mistakes there. In the second and third inning, as Ohio strands 4 men. Bottom of the third, Patek, 55, second. Pat Kelly, 2-7, 1-3, line out. Oh, no, he gets the single. 2-7 on his card, his single, 1-3, line out, and he chips that single in there. He is a double-A stealer, and he will try a stolen base, and he's safe. Runner at second for Paul Shaw, 38, is a walk. 2 on for Mayberry. 2-9 is a 6-4-3 double play. Al Downing skates out of that mess. 2-zip in the fourth, Willie Smith, 4-12, left. Chuck Hinton, 37 is a walk. J.C. Martin, 42, left. And Ike Brown, 56, is a K. Roger Nelson putting guys on, but they're not scoring. Lou Piniella, 210, bounce to third. Amos Otis, 48, double 1 of 14's a double. Rojas, this has been the Royal scoring today. Otis and Rojas. 1-9, grounds to third. And with 2 outs, it'll be Swoboda. 38 off. Let's take a look at the Ron Swoboda card. It's a 70 card. Interestingly, Swoboda being a Met and Amos Otis formerly a Met, they were probably packaged together in a trade in this carryover league version. Can't match up all the trades that actually happened, but I try and piece together somehow if I can. It's a base hit in the center field. Otis, of course, he's going to try and run. You know that. From second on the single, and he rolls a 13 and he scores, and it's 3-0 Kansas City. Mike Ryan, 57, Ryan K's. So Roger Nelson has a 3-0 lead and needs 15 more outs for those Royals to get a much-needed 3-1 series win. Johnny Jeter, 49, center. Daryl Thomas, 1-7 Ks. Gene Kleins, 49, center. All right, we go to the bottom of the fifth, but before we do that, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
High energy infusion. Okay, bottom of the fifth. Fred Patek, 34, bounce to short. The Reverend Pat Kelly, 48, off the Downing card, is a double. Paul Shaw, 2-6, short, and with 2 outs, the dangerous John Mayberry, 5'11", though, right X. They don't have very good defense. Chuck Hinton, that's the problem with Ohio. 3-E9 in right field, and probably the best defensive player. 3, and that's going to be a double. Yeah, they've got a bunch of 4s in the outfield besides him. 4-0 with the 2-out double by Mayberry. Lou Piniella. 3-10, single 1-7 lineout. Downing barely hanging on here. Down 4-zip. Ohio needs one of their patented comebacks, though. Lou Klimchak, 46, center. Dave Cash, 34, pitcher. Willie Smith, 45, skies to center field. Roger Nelson cruising along here in Kansas City. Bottom 6 for Al Downing. It's Amos Otis, 45, short. Daryl Thomas, a 3E38 at shortstop, makes the play. Cookie Rojas, 66, is the K. Ron Swoboda, 42, rolls to the pitcher. Okay. We go to the 7th inning, and it'll be Chuck Hinton, 43, left X. Left fielder is Swoboda. Swoboda is a 3E2 in left field, makes the catch. J.C. Martin, 35, short. And Ike Brown, 58, is a K. Roger Nelson, after putting guys on early in the game, has just been a machine since then. 7 shutout innings. Stretch time here in Kansas City. We are rambling along with Roll On Buddy from the archives in 1967. Ramblin' Jack Elliott, Salty Dog, Talking Blues, Danville Girl. You get the idea. Yeah. Okay. Bottom of the 7th. Downing's a starter 8. He's given up 4 runs. I'll go 1 more inning. Their bullpen, the back end's great. The long men are bad. Mike Ryan, 46 is a K. High-Tech Patek Philippe, 55, bounced to second. And the Reverend Pat Kelly, 2-3, skies the center field. 8th inning for Roger Nelson with a shutout. There's no defense to bring in. Let's go get 6 more outs. John Jeter, 64, off the Nelson card. Homer 1-11 triple. That is going to be a solo home run for John Jeter, who has power versus righties, and it's 4-1. Darryl Thomas, 52, right. Gene Klein's 58 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Lou Klimchak, 39, bouncer to center field. Bottom of the 8th inning, we'll hook Mr. Downing. We'll bring in Sal Campisi will come on in the 8th inning. Take a look at old Sal Campisi to get some work in a 4-1 game, the 8th. Paul Shaw, 1-6 Shaw, single 1-4, lines out. Mayberry, 38, rounds the 2nd. And Lou Piniella, 53, pitcher B, Campisi, 3 up and 3 down. That's what the Ohio players needed in the 9th inning. 4-1 game, save situation, but Roger Nelson dominates right-handed batters. You got Dave Cash and then a pinch hitter. If they bring in a lefty for Willie Smith. So let's see, Dave Cash in the 9th, leading it off. 1-5, let's take a look at Dave Cash's card. Homer 1-8 double, and that is a double. And now that'll do it for Nelson with a 3-run lead, and they have Drabowski to close it out, but they want to bring in Bill Butler because you got 2 lefties coming up. You got Willie Smith, who can't hit lefties, and J.C. Martin, who can't hit lefties. And their bench is kind of yucky. So, in the 9th, Bill Butler comes in. Willie Smith will leave. And the pinch hitter will be Dave Watkins. Not very good, but at least he's right-handed. Dave Watkins with a runner at second and nobody out in the 9th. 69 off the Butler card is a K. Chuck Hinton and then J.C. Martin. Chuck Hinton, 55, right B. And with 2 outs, batting for J.C. Martin will be Zolo Versai. And then you have Ike Brown, John Jeter, and this is where they pull Butler after getting the 2 outs. And they're going to give Mo Drabowski a pretty easy chance of getting a save here. And see, Drabowski dominates right-handers here. Mo Drabowski in the 9th inning with a runner at second and 2 outs against Zoilo Versailles. I don't know how you pronounce it, but whatever. Zoilo or Zolo. Man, I can't butcher this guy's entire name. The pitch, 1-5. Here's his card. Ground ball to short. That's your ball game. That's your series. Ohio comes back down to earth a little bit. And the Royals start to strut their feathers and go, this is what we saw when we were building this team. We're supposed to be methodical and handle these lesser teams. And they did. 3-1. Drabowski gets a save. And Bill Butler had a K in the 9th. Roger Nelson, their big ace. You see all the guys that they incorporated into their team. Roger Nelson was a story today. 6 hits and 1 run in 8 innings. 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. You had Amos Otis and Cookie Rojas having nice days. 3 up and 3 down for Campisi. A tough loss for Al Downing. 7 hits and 4 runs. It was all earned. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Let's look at the year-to-date numbers now. 4-7-1-6. All right. That was your game 4. And the American League is tightening up. Good to see this. I mean, for the Ohio players, I mean, they really don't have a roster to win the division, but they might very well win it anyway, by default. So the Royals are now 13-11 on the year. They're hitting .244 with a .350 team ERA. The .244 is not very good, is it? Their Commissioner Award number is currently .242. I'll kind of look at this before we wrap up. They won the Commissioner Award last year, which is a factor of roster utilization, which gave them an extra draft pick. We'll see how they rank overall this year. That number you see, 242, is fewest innings pitched multiplied by fewest at-bats. And that factor is what I determined. The team that's best at doing that gets an extra draft pick. Royals don't necessarily need to win the Commissioner Award this year. They won it last year, and they're already stacked. So they're 13-11. Now, the Ohio players are 11-11, but they're still in first place. They're hitting .276, and that's because we have guys like Gene Clines, John Jeter, some .320, .330 performances, Chuck Hinton in there. ERA is .407, which is a little disappointing once you get past Don Wilson. Don Wilson's 5-2, but Doc Ellis is mysteriously 0-5. Don't know why that is for Doc, and that's kind of messing this team up altogether. So, year to date, the league, we're played 315 games. The league's hitting .261 with a .393 ERA. And when we look at the Commissioner Award utilization numbers here, it's in this column is the team's value factor. The target number is 300. You have to have a minimum of 300 to apply for a spot in the postseason. So that's why I try and get every relief pitcher is 10 innings and every batter is 30 at-bats. 10 times 30, 300. So that's the minimum requirement to apply for a spot in the playoffs. It's just a mere formality. I mean, a team, if they, they would just have a relief starter start if you needed innings. You get the idea. So the red indicates shortage of 300. And again, there's plenty of time to get to 300 because we still have this series, another series, and then the postseason before the playoffs begin. So, in this column here, it'll tell you who's currently leading. And the current leader we see is down here is the Arizona Diamondbacks at 458 points. So they can apply for a playoff spot. All their relievers have pitched 10 innings, and all their hitters have 30 at-bats. Of course, Arizona's 11-15, but you get the idea. They're probably thinking more of the Commissioner Award than a playoff spot. So they're trying to get all their roster spots utilized. 458. We mentioned Kansas City. They are way up here. 283. Excuse me, no, 242. And this red indicates they're 57 points below 300. So that's where we stand now. We have one more intra-divisional series remaining between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers before we go 24 consecutive in-division rivals before the All-Star break in a marathon strat session that gets us to the All-Star break. So, that's it today. Thank you for checking out the video. We'll see you next time.